To preface this, no, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is not completely redeemable. The game takes a lot of lazy shortcuts to get around stuff. It constantly was glitching out for me, and there's a ton of other issues with it. But Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is not a horrible game. There is some redeeming factors to it, which actually made it kind of decent. I am talking from the perspective of somebody who got the premium edition for $5 because it was 95% off. And I imagine if you bought it for $60 at launch in the base version, you would probably have very good reason to hate the game. But from the context of it just being the game and not the price tag attached to it, there is some redeeming factors to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And that is what I am here to discuss today. First off is season cutscenes. So basically, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, even though it is a $60 game, has a battle pass attached to it. But that is mainly just to push a storyline in the background. Now, what you're watching right now in the background of me talking is the cutscene attached to this season, which introduced Deathstroke back into the game. Now, of course, the last time we saw Deathstroke is after Batman beat the crap out of him in Arkham Knight, and it does acknowledge this. And the cutscene is actually pretty good, except for the fact it's, lagging, which is to be expected from Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. That's just how it works on my computer. All in all, though, the cutscene is actually pretty nice looking, and I think it was a pretty good cutscene. The next point I want to bring up is that actually a counter argument to what other people say. Although the way that you do kill the members of the Justice League, I do admit is in fact just shoot guns, and it is kind of lazy. In the story, they actually do explain how you're just able to shoot guns at them. In fact, if you don't have that ability, you can always go to Green Lantern, and if you don't have the Yellow Lantern that they give you to shoot the Green Lantern constructs, if you go up to him, he will whoop your butt. Like, you can't do anything about it, which is what to expect from it. If you go there, they show you just how dangerous he is. Like, he will beat the crap out of you. Like, that is scary, and it makes you run away. Because if you don't run away, you're losing the fight. And you have to come back later, though, once you actually have the ability to fight him, because the Toy Man, as he calls himself, shows up. He's just some like random kid, and he actually knows the Justice League and has the skills to make counter things to the Justice League, and that is how you're actually able to kill them. So storyline wise, shoot gun kill Justice League actually makes sense. Although we all know the scene where Harley Quinn just pulls the gun on Batman and kills him, before this, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League actually makes Batman like how you would expect Arkham Batman to feel. Like the scene where you're in the Batman experience and he's like hunting you is terrifying. Like started recording footage and wanting to make this video after that because it was such a good scene, because you can tell they know the Arkham series. Like, Rocksteady made the game, they know. Like, you'll see sayings like these open vents, and then they'll have the bats flying out of them to be like, oh, he went in here recently. Like, they know how Batman works. And in fact, when you're getting hit, like when Batman goes to hit you, it actually has the little pop-up thing for countering from the Arkham games. Like, it is just a huge acknowledgement. And later, once you go over to the Wayne's Bank in Metropolis, it is terrifying there too. He's not even there. He doesn't show up at all. And just the fact that he was there is horrifying to see. Cause you just see these like bodies strung up, like just hanging from the roof. And there's like easily 30 people just dead in this main hallway. Like, oh my god, it's so good. Like they did it well. Like, it sucks that the ending that they have for Batman just kind of sucks, but the way that they build him up is amazing. Also, at least some of the characters have kind of well built things around them. Like they are not shallow characters. Like I was playing Deadshot because it seems like a pretty common thing. People play Deadshot over everybody else. Deadshot actually has motive. Like that's from how everybody says how this game is. You wouldn't expect that, but he does. He actually has really good motive and morals and everything. Like if somebody brings up his daughter, he like actually goes livid on them. Like in any way. If you bring up his daughter in any way, he gets pissed off at you. And then Captain Boomerang, is just pretty much just a jerk the whole time. Like that's his character. Like he's just the joke making jerk in the background who like literally can't take any situation seriously or like do anything. Like that's just how he's treated. Like even from the very beginning, he's just an actual jerk. Like Deadshot's actually trying to be tactical in the beginning. He's like, all right, let's not try to get the bobs in our heads. It's a test, and we're gonna fail it. And then he overhears Captain Boomerang. He's trying to break free already. like, dude, are you joking? Uh, King Shark also is just like this, like almost accidental genius. Like he'll just say random crap and it's absolutely right, and nobody else in the squad would have even thought of it. like like he's the first one to be like, "Oh, we're in an alternate universe." Like nobody else had that click. Like he did that. It's like, all right, man. And then Harley Quinn. I mean, Harley Quinn just being Harley Quinn. It's about what you expect from her. Like, but yeah, the characters are pretty decently built. I mean, admittedly, they do just say the same like jokes over and over, pretty much. Like that is literally what happens. Like Deadshot just says no jokes. Uh, King Shark just doesn't get any of the jokes, and he just like states what it meant afterwards, and then Captain Boomerang's just saying crap. That's pretty much all it is. Even though, due to Green Lantern lore, King Shark wouldn't have been able to get that Green Lantern ring, that scene is also amazing. Like, the way that it is, like his little speech when he's doing it, and like the shark, like swimming down the waterway, they did that scene pretty good. I can't lie. That was a pretty good scene to like watch, especially how every all the other characters are like shocked once it happens, and before it are like terrified. They're like, "Uh oh, I don't want King Shark having this imagination power. Let's get this ring away from him." But they all know they can't get away from him because it's King Shark. He can just slap you and you're probably dead. Like I mean, he just like punched Captain Boomerang once and then he went down. Like he just got knocked out. This game also makes pretty good use of most of like the DC lore. Like they bring in a bunch of characters that who like, I wouldn't expect them to be here. And certainly nobody brings them up. Like um one thing that does suck is Gizmo does show up and he's like making like basically these cars for us to use, like floating cars. But attached to Deadshot's back the entire game is one of Gizmo's early jetpacks, and Gizmo does not mention this at all. Like we took it from the Hall of Justice. It's one of your early jetpacks strapped to Deadshot's back as he's walking around with you, and you don't bring it up. I certainly there should be a one-liner in there or something, and be like, "Oh, look, good to see you're putting a good use to it," like something like that. Like there's no acknowledgement of the fact that he's wearing one of his items, which sucks. But I do like the fact that they do bring in like these like unexpected like smaller characters, like more like B lists. I mean that is kind of the point of Suicide Squad, isn't it? Though it's to bring like mention to these like B list, C list, hell even like D list super villains sometimes. Like these like bottom barrel superheroes and villains. Like I think the popularity for King Shark is solely from Suicide Squad. Like I think the movie did that for him. Like he was very very small beforehand, but with like the movie and the games and stuff, he's a lot more popular now. And I think that's kind of the point of Suicide Squad is to bring mention to these very small characters and make them have these bigger character moments and be in the spotlight. Hey, so that's what I have to say about Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League right now. If you're watching this video and you're like, wait, but actually blank happens and that's not good, or blank happens and that is good, feel free to leave it in the comments. If there's enough like, oh, this thing's really bad, I can try to like make a second video where I can try to like counterclaim that because I think it's possible. The game has a lot of redeeming factors. I think there's some stuff that just flat out sucks, and I can certainly agree with a lot of that. Like a lot of that negativity is very well deserved towards the game. Especially from the fact I don't think this game made money, and my guess is it probably went under. Hence why like where are we? Like a year, I think. A year, maybe 2 years from launch, and they are discontinuing further development. Like, I mean, good on them for making that really small community continue having gameplay, though. Good on them for that. Like, I do like the fact that they did that. My guess is they probably just prepped that out. Like, they probably had, like, I think we're going to 9 seasons. I think they just prepped out 9 seasons and didn't expect the game to flop, and that's probably what we're seeing. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, certainly feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. I've actually talked about a couple other games. I've basically beat the crap out of Suicide Squad in another game too, on my one of my other videos. But hey, maybe if the game goes on sale to like say around 90% off, maybe 80% off if you really want to play the game. I think that's actually a very fair price. I think around like $5 to $10 for Suicide Squad is actually pretty decent. I think if they had like an ongoing sale kind of thing, like once we get put into basically discontinuement, like I doubt they'll do that because it's a AAA game studio, but because the servers will stay on. The servers are going to stay online, so I think it would be a good idea if, in order to have player base in those servers, they either have a couple of, like free weekends show up, or they do a bunch of ongoing sales. I greatly recommend if it's like $5-10 though to snag it, like on base version. And yeah, I'm in Galaxy Nova. Thanks for watching this one, and hopefully I'll get to see you in the next one.